Hey guys, this is Vice Viscera with another guide / informational video for WoW's newest DPS spec, the Devastation Evoker. Whether you're brand new to Evoker or just looking for a way to stay up to date with the latest evolving Devastation juice, go ahead and please toss a like and subscribe to my channel and I will take care of you. More people are getting alpha access, and with beta right around the corner, I wanted to put together a quick video reference. In this video, I'll go over the core rotational abilities and commonly accepted talent trees for alpha dungeons at the moment. Please note this will be rapidly changing as we get deeper into Dragonflight's development cycles, but you can expect a new video from me on every new big change. So let's get started. Fire Breath is our main empower ability. Charge it up for a longer AoE dot that synergizes well with multiple talents in our tree. Next is Living Flame, our single target filler. That one cleaved multiple times due to a talent interaction I'll mention later. Here it is normally. And then Azure Strike is our filler for AoE as it naturally cleaves. Pyre is our AoE Essence Spender. Essence is our main resource which we use to cast more powerful spells. Naturally regens at a rate of 1/5 scaled with haste. These two talents right here are how we generate what's called Essence Burst, a proc that allows us a free use of any Essence Spender. Maximizing these procs are important. Eternity Surge is our second empower ability. Our single hardest hitting nuke, you can charge it longer to allow it to cleave many targets, up to 6, then as far as 8 thanks to a later talent. Disintegrate is what you're pressing the vast majority of the time in single target. This is the death beam. While I'm channeling this, you'll notice Essence Burst being generated without casting fillers, and free Eternity Surges firing off during the cast. This Essence Spender and its accompanying suite of monster talents make it so strong, you'll likely want to still be pressing in 1 to 3 target cleave scenarios. Those major talents are Scintillation, Cascading Power, and Continuum. Next we have a choice node to begin a very important path in our tree. Imposing Presence should be the go-to as it cuts your long 40-second kick in half down to 20, while the Inner Radiance's boost to self-healing would probably be left for raids. Dragon Rage is our major DPS CD. Upon use, it fires out up to 3 pyres at nearby targets. While it's active, we essentially have infinite Essence Burst procs as it causes every filler we cast to guarantee one. With the talent further down, it also gives you the full benefit of our mastery regardless of the target's HP percentage, which can be extremely important for execute phases. Animosity makes it longer. Might of the Aspects makes us value our Essence Burst much more. Ruin is the talent that gives us higher mastery uptime. Essence Attunement allows Essence Burst to stack twice. The choice node for Essence Surge has 2 good options, but Continuum is just so insanely powerful for your Essence economy when you lean into crit. Really helps keep your Disintegrate usage high. Eternity Span and Charge Blast are both great talents, but we'll come back to them a bit later. This drops Pyre's Essence cost from 3 to 2, which is huge when you're spamming it on 4+ targets, leading into Volatility, which allows those Pyres a 20% chance to bounce again. Next we have a choice node for Living Flame, our main single target filler. Engulfing Blaze trades a slower cast time for much larger damage, which can be extremely strong for when we can cleave it, while Ruby Embers is just not that strong in comparison. Do note that without the slower cast time, this should give you slightly more Essence Burst though. Next we go 2 points into Heat Wave for a huge boost to Fire Breath's dot, and you'll see why that's more important soon. Tyranny reinforces Evoker's hunger for crit by giving us a larger multiplier to our crit damage. I mentioned Scintillation earlier. This gives us about a 28% chance per full Dissent cast to fire off a free Essence Surge. Absolutely huge. Cascading Power becomes another engine for our Essence economy. Font of Magic isn't always needed since 8 targets for Eternity Surge might be rare, and Fire, Breath, and Power levels only increase duration and not DPS. Burnout makes our Living Flame fast after Fire Breath. This capstone is built around Fire Breath. Feed the Flames allows us to cast Fire Breath more often, which is great for getting more Living Flame cleaves, but Ever Burning Flame might end up being the best option, since Living Flame and Pyre can extend your Fire Breath dot near infinitely on both single and multiple targets. Now to fill out the tree, we're going to go with Charge Blast to help buff our Pyres after we cleave targets with Eternity Surge, Azure Strike, or Disintegrate. And finally, Eternity Span. This not only lets our Essence Surge hit up to 8 targets, it also makes our Disintegrate proc surges to hit 1 additional target. This is absolutely nuts for 2 target cleave. I wanted to quickly show an alternate build that is picking up some steam with the last alpha build and could potentially take over. Most of the tree is the same. Firestorm is the major change in this version, of course. This ability has a ground targeted reticle that summons a sparking fire above the area for 8 seconds. The key thing is that each tick of Firestorm extends your Fire Breath duration with Ever Burning Flame. These ticks plus spamming Pyre on large packs makes your Fire Breath overall damage skyrocket. Again, you'll see me take most of the same choices until the final points. Pyre got taken down quite a bit with the last build by nerfing volatility from 30 to 20% and charge blast from 140% max to 100% max. So we dropped those notes for this version since we shifted much more of our AoE damage over to Fire Breath and Firestorm. Catalyze gets introduced, which makes our Fire Breath gain extra ticks while we disintegrate the affected target. Since this build boasts permanent uptime on Fire Breath, we can enjoy a sizable amount of extra ticks for bosses. I'm going to quickly go over only the more meaningful talents in the general tree, however there are a few extremely important talents here, with big implications to our DPS and decision making in dungeons. First is Leaping Flames, the reason you saw my Living Flame cleave earlier. After you Fire Breath, your next Living Flame also hits an additional nearby target for each Empower level you charge your breath for. Empower level 4 will cleave 5 targets. Note that if there are not 5 enemies nearby, you can instead hit allies with the healing portion of Living Flame, which actually becomes relevant when we move to the next important talent, Scarlet Adaptation. This skill was super broken earlier in alpha and had to be brought down a few notches, but it's still worth the point. It makes your effective healing stack up a buff that stores some of the energy inside, up to a cap, which then super buffs your next damaging Living Flame. Evoker has access to some very strong instant off healing in the talents Rescue, Cauterizing Flame, and Emerald Blossom, our free instant AoE heal. This means we get rewarded for intelligent use of off healing ourselves in our group, stack up damage for a big Living Flame, and then make it cleave after we Fire Breath. Rinse and repeat. Other notable general talents include our Swiss Army Knife toolkit of unique defensives like Obsidian Scales, Renewing Blaze, Zephyr, and Regenerative Magic. Evokers have excellent mobility, being able to chain up to 3 charges of hover via Aerial Mastery and Time Spiral, and of course the niche but satisfying Fly With Me. We bring some of the largest AoE chain CC options in the game, with Terror of the Sky Stun, a pressing roar to make all CC 50% longer for 10 seconds, and the knock up and knockback of our racials. This loadout is what I'd play for most dungeons at level 70. In general, the left side of the tree is for extra damage, middle is defensives and utility, and right side is a mix of our powerful off healing, self healing, and mobility. But that's enough about talent trees. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you learned a lot in a short time, and if you have, hit that like and subscribe button to be notified when I put out more beta dungeon videos very soon. I'll definitely be going to spamming keys when they're enabled. Come join the largest Evoker class Discord channel, Wormrest Temple, and tell them Vice sent you. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions about the video or just excited about Evoker in general. Always happy to answer. Good luck and see you next time.